learn to an election. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watch list coming in on May 26, 2020, and the stock market is going to go crazy. I've been waiting an extra day to say that, but it was so worth it because the futures are up 200 points on, you guessed it, another potential vaccine, Novavax. So that's why futures are up right now, but even better, we got more updates on the China situation. I have a little bit more clarity. I'm excited to share that with you, and then even the plays that it's going to be leading to. So I have 3 different stocks I'm going to be looking at. Well, a bunch of different Chinese stocks, and then I have different plays unrelated to that theory that I'm also going to be looking to pick up this week. So I hope you have had a great Memorial Day and holiday, and please remember why we have this holiday to begin with. God bless America, and shout out our vets, baby. We love you, but I hope you're ready for some action this week. It's going to be exciting. So let's get right into it. You know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed, and if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first link in the description, and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free 99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/thestockmarket. You can post the plays, see the plays, ask questions, talk with your friends, make a new friend. Anything you want. All we ask is that you're positive and respectful. So I hope to see you there. And the most important thing you need to do, post or watch this below. Let us know what you're looking at. You got any plays, comments, remixes, anything. Post that below. And yo, we have something that we do. Okay. This is going to be wild. I'm going to show you this. This is the random trading account, and this is the first time I've logged into it in a few months, and now it's at $1,900. So this is funny, and this is important because I want to bring this back. The volatility has subsided a little bit. So what we're going to do during the day tomorrow, we are going to pick a random comment from the random comment generator. So post an option play, and I'm going to arbitrarily just buy it, and I'm just going to buy anything in the comments. So if you know this, but again, I'm mind blown. I don't know what trade this was. I will go through the history. We were at $3,000 at, oh my, dude, this is disgusting. I don't even, and literally, there's nothing in this account here too. So we started this with 500 doing this. I did not make, all I did was trade the comment section of the Chad. So please post one below and we'll do that. This is insane. Okay, here's our winner. We found our winner. It was whoever did the APPN. So we need to find whoever did that. This is insane. Wow. I mean, I just wanted to get to the watch list, but this is pretty fun. We will have fun with this. I think this is cool to watch for you guys too. So post the play and let's source that info, but let us get right into it. So even right off the bat, here's today. It was very, very exciting. You could see not a lot of action. Everything was around the previous call. Okay, that's a joke. But we didn't trade today. The market was closed if you didn't know that. However, we still had some news come out. So part of that news has to do with China, and that is what I will tell you right off the bat. There was 2 things that happened yesterday. China fixed their currency, the weakest that they have in pretty much 12 years since 2008. And this is going to give us, I believe, a 2-week window to watch for any danger levels to be broken with the yuan. And now that's the next thing. We talked about this. We still had a stream today, but we talked about this briefly in the morning, but this is very important. That's why I wanted to really dive into this on the watch list, and we will watch out. But here is this clarity to the situation we have now, and that is that the yuan is going to tell us if there is real beef or not with this trade war stuff, or if this everything going on with the tensions with the virus and how that affects trade. That is going to tell us what is happening with everything. We are at the danger level now of 7.15, and let me pull that up for you guys. But at the same time, if there is going to be any problems, it will pretty much be reflected through the yuan. And we've talked about this during the trade war stuff. We've saw this. So here's that level. It clips 716, but if we hit 715, that's one level. But then if it even breaks above the 7.19 and then gets to that 7.2 level, that is going to be bad. And pretty much anytime the yuan weakens, this is how they're going to combat anything with the trade. So again, they can't tariff us as much as we could do that with them. But the biggest tool they have, or the biggest weapon, is devaluing their currency to make them more competitive across the board. So one, it even tells you about their economy. If their economy is weak, the yuan will weaken, but also we've seen this politically. So that's what I'm saying now. With this moving up and them taking them actions, weakening by doing their currency fix, which pretty much means they allowed a wider, weaker range. But this is not like them devaluing. However, anytime a government, a country, anything, if they do something that they haven't done in over a decade and even close to 20 years, that's going to tell you something. So give it a window here of the next few days and watch. But if the yuan starts weakening throughout the day, that is going to tell us then there's true escalation with what's going on. And that is what I'm going to be looking at. And I'm going to be watching at 7.15 and then 7.2. But you guys remember, I mean, one of those levels was like 6.9 and like remember like 707, remember 706, and anytime it's busted up through there, those were your problems. And literally that was the level we saw right before March. So keep this in mind and keep an eye out for this. But this should even help us in terms of actually knowing when to pull the trigger on any sort of plays. But that is going to be the main thing. And again, as far as more escalation in this China warning, even someone from Alibaba, I forgot who it was, but they said something along the lines that Baba wouldn't be able to meet the requirements that some of the senators are already asking for. So that kind of is a little hint at the situation, but I think that's going to escalate. I'm going to watch the yuan, and I'm still going to kind of just go about my strategy that I have been doing with picking up some of these plays. Now, finally for this week, don't forget, you still had the Fed last week, and there's still a lot of this policy talk and what's going to happen, but it takes time to digest. So at the same time, if the China stuff doesn't move the market, if the market doesn't act crazy because of this vaccine stuff, keep in mind how certain companies, again, like banks, watch even Fed futures and the interest rates, how that type of stuff and bonds could be telling us some signals there. So that is pretty much it. I'm really, really excited to see how this China stuff plays out, because if anything, if there's not any other pieces of news, that is probably what's going to drive our market here until the end of the year. So I hope you guys are prepared, but let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, I have 3 different plays. I have a bunch of Chinese stocks I want to go over and that I'm going to be looking into, but the first 2 right off the bat, TAL, and that's an education company. But now, why do I want them was because, again, they've already had an issue with their whole accounting stuff. So they've already, if anything, remember when the Lukin stuff was going on, TAL came up a lot, and a lot of people have talked about it, and they're suspiciously holding up way too well. So I think I'm going to grab a play on this. I think we had an old play on this that expired. Yeah, we had an old one, but we don't have that. Again, we're still holding those Yangs. So I wanted to go big over the weekend, but I was like, well, I already have the Yangs. So again, I don't want to rush this, but pretty much I might even use scaling in on any of these companies. I might use the technique of just following the yuan, and if the yuan starts to outpace, and really what I'm saying to watch for the next 2 weeks is divergence. So now that the yuan is weakening and that's happening, what you need to see is that window to watch for, hey, does the yuan, do other assets diverge from the yuan, and does the yuan get progressively weaker while things stay the same? That is going to be a window of opportunity. But keep TAL in mind. Another one to watch is NetEase. And now this one, it's a higher stock price. The options are going to be more expensive. So this is kind of like a secondary to Yang, but it's an individual company. They've been up a lot. They've grown a lot, but this is Chinese based. Again, ADS and all that. And again, if you want to look for Chinese companies, if it says ADS, ADR, you're looking at the right one. That's American Depository Shares or American Depository Reserve. That usually indicates, or that does indicate a foreign company on the market. So if you don't know, and I guess a little quick lesson on that, ADS is pretty much you're buying a company that owns the overseas company. So when you buy NetEase, and then again now watch Baba, that's another one I'm going to be watching. We have our plays, and again, you see they had one of the bigger gaps. What the hell is it? Oh, I thought it said it was trading it. I was getting real confused. But essentially, you're not buying Baba. When you buy Alibaba, you're not getting equity in that Chinese company. You're buying a holding company in the Caymans that owns shares of Alibaba. So please be aware of this if you're not familiar, because this is the whole thing with the bill. And I've even been saying, I think a lot of you guys are starting, you're younger, and you're not knowing how these operate. I would really suggest that you look into ADSs and ADRs. Again, it's not too important, but it's only important in the sense of if you're going to put your bunch of money into something, understand what you are purchasing and buying. But watch them. I'm going to be watching JD. But now the other 2 plays I have, again, I'm going to be looking at TAL mainly as the first one. NetEase, if I could find something for cheap. But then the other play I want, this is a separate industry, NVIDIA. Remember, they had earnings. They did well. So if the market does get gassy tomorrow and does good, I will watch NVIDIA for the continuation. Again, we know how they report. They're at all-time highs. So it's let it digest. Let's see if there's upgrades and downgrades and any of that. But they're going to be good, and I like them. NVIDIA is going to be great. And then finally, Spotify, what I'm looking with them is a drop and pop this week. Pretty much, I could be totally wrong with this too. That's why I don't know where my chart went there. But you see, Spotify had that run up with the Joe Rogan stuff last week. It's been doing good, but pretty much what I'm expecting is kind of like Beyond Meat. You guys have seen, again, it's an IPO nearing the high. So it's either going to pretty much rocket through here, or it'll take kind of a week here now, drop a little bit, and then maybe Thursday, Friday resume. So keep that in mind. But I'm gonna watch pretty much. I really want to watch for the break of Spotify above these all-time highs. And if it's able to do it, especially off the news, I think it could get a little froggy and wild out there. So hopefully this sets up for a frog, whereas, again, if it starts to drop throughout the week and doesn't break out, then the contracts get cheaper. But then if we're able to start seeing that turnaround and the contracts don't get the same IV they have now, they could be some pretty good steals there. So we have to watch for it. Again, I could whiff on that completely, but I'm going to be watching that. And those are, I think those are the top three plays. Again, NetEase and TAL, they're kind of tied as the first one, but as well, too, check out some of these other companies. There's also Baozun. These are the Chinese-based companies. And again, what I'm trying to say is that we focused on a lot, JD, YY, Baba, all that, but Baidu, there's a lot of these companies, and some of them offer different perspectives as which ones are more solid and not. There's ZTO, Cayman Inc. sponsored ADS, and then TAL. TAL, I think, is the weakest and most suspicious one. So, and again, it's education. And I feel like, I don't know. I think that'll be a good one. So I'm going to look for that, but we'll see. Again, the problem could be, I'm talking about this now, there is more negative developments over the weekend. These could open up all of these with extremely high premium, and I won't get into them if they are too expensive. Again, that is a very, very big deal. Like, remember the Yangs, I talked about those, and then even before I bought them the next morning, they were up. I bought them with a slight premium, but then 2 days later, they were already up like 60% or something. So, or you had to get like 3 months less of time for the same price. So just be cautious with that and understand some of these plays are good, but it also does have to do with the pricing. So watch all of those. Spotify, again, Shopify, I'm still in those call contracts. I think I need to get rid of them. I don't think I sold them over the weekend, but they expire the end of this week. I'm hoping pretty much if it's green in the morning, I'm probably going to dish those contracts and sell them. And then HSBC, people asked me about that today. I'm going to be holding this out. We have September for a reason. So in the middle of this banking issue, middle of everything going on, I'm going to at least hold these for a few months. Or if it does start to drop and gain value, I will ghetto spread them. It's on the small account. Or if they do go up a sizable amount for the small account and it makes sense, I will sell it. So one, I'm making this play. If I really think it's a home run, I will buy it on the bigger account. But since I did this on a small account, I'm watching the play itself. However, the budget is going to dictate some of the actions. So keep that in mind. But watch them, watch the banks as well, Bank of America and any of the other banks, again, with all that news with what we're talking about with the Fed. But now HD, McDonald's, Walmart, don't forget the value stocks, the rotations. Why am I on a 5-year chart? Take a look at them and just see kind of how they move lately. Again, kind of at the same spot. Home Depot's near highs. And then remember, Walmart kind of coming down off earnings, but these are the value stocks. Pay attention to rotations. If the market goes up, if they rush to growth or biotechs, see how these react. But remember, sometimes these are good. Don't chase the high premium on these. The best parts with HD, McDonald's, Walmart is that when the premiums get cheap, you want the premiums really, really cheap when the stock hasn't moved a lot, and then understanding that out of nowhere they can kind of break out. So you guys know we used to play these a lot. So I like them, and I'm pretty much saying don't forget about them. I'm keeping an eye on them, but we kind of need the climate to make them more favorable. And then finally, like we said, we went through those. Like I said, NVIDIA, watch NVIDIA. I really like it for the continuation. And then there is TLT. I mean, TLT, are we going to make a play on it? We still have those August ones. I'm still going to wait, but this is what I was saying. Watch bonds and all that. But I like where it's at. It's not ready to make a play just yet. If anything, I'm more likely going to buy TLT around 170 and buy it on the high when it's really confirmed, because again, if it comes back up here, that means the bonds are at a dangerous level, and that means despite all the Fed stuff, bonds would have to it would take a lot of panic to get us kind of back here given what the Fed's doing. But when it does start to happen, then I will confirm it. And so again, we have our positions, but I'm waiting on it. Use them as a compass. Use everything else you got. And yeah, that is pretty much it. A nice quick one. I'm excited. We'll see. We'll go over trades tomorrow once we make them. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you're prepared. I hope you're blessed and had a good holiday. And I hope your head is in the game. And shout out the random account and everything else. And let's go, baby. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're hydrated, healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you in the game and keep the money alive. You even saw with the random account what happens if you just didn't trade and blow the money. Wait for the opportunity. Again, we're going to have news here with China. Pay attention. Don't foul out. Be slow. Scale in. Control the budget. Go review, and take it slow, baby. No pressure. Again, don't forget that, baby. God bless America. God bless you. The code loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the morning. Let's go.